Good shot.
Hey, did you hear that? It said good shot. Thank you. This product promises to take the guesswork out of shooting. It claims that it will give you instant feedback on an app that shows you where your shot pattern is relative to that clay target. Did you miss high? Did you miss low? In addition, it will tell you where you need to place your shot in order to make it successful. So today we're gonna put this to the test, see how it works, if it's helpful, and if it's for you. Are you ready? Let's go. Meet the ShotTracker. When I first learned about this product and what it claimed to do, I thought, I gotta get my hands on. So I reached out, got introduced to the owners, actually was able to meet up with them. They told me all about it, gave me one, and I gotta put this to the test because I am so intrigued. Have you ever been out practicing and shooting and there's a target that's just giving you fits? You don't know what's going on. You get into your own head and you start second guessing. Was I high? Was I behind? And you start playing with your shot, which leads to more frustration. Well, what this promises to do is give you that feedback to tell you exactly how you missed. Just like a buddy would do, right? Hey, you were a little behind that one, but your buddies are often wrong and your buddies will criticize you and make fun of you. This guy won't make fun of you at all. So I'm super curious to see how well this works. Now, it might look like some of those cameras that will record video on your shotgun. You've seen them out there. This does have a camera, but it's way different because it has cameras, microprocessors, and gyros with what I can only imagine are pretty complex algorithms to put all this together and tell you where your pattern was relative to that clay target. There's a lot of moving pieces going on here. It has to see the clay, it has to sense barrel movement when the trigger was pulled. In addition to that, it needs to know all the data about your choke tubes, and it needs to be calibrated, how it's set up. All that stuff is important. We'll get into that in a little bit. But for now, I'm itching to take a few shots, just get some preliminary feedback. Then we'll dive into what's all included with this, how do you get it set up a little bit. But let's just try it out. I got a machine out here, machine number 2. It's a left to right crossing target, slight quarter away. We'll call it a crosser.
Good shot.
Hey, did you hear that? It said good shot. Thank you. I'd say that was pretty accurate based on what I'm seeing here. A good chunk of my pattern was on it. I was maybe slightly behind, maybe slightly low as well, but let's try one here. I'm actually gonna miss intentionally. I'm gonna miss behind the clay. See what happens.
Try again.
Try again, it says. It shows that I was behind and a little bit low, but significantly behind, and that's exactly what I was. But what's cool about this is that now if you look, it's got the crosshairs, and it's showing that's where I should have been, in those red crosshairs. That circle with the green T is where I was pointed when I pulled the trigger. That is phenomenal. Okay, this thing is cool. That's exciting. Now, we're gonna get a whole lot more difficult in this video. We're gonna stretch the limits, but we're just doing some easy shots for now. We're gonna do a nice, easy one off the one machine right out in front of us.
Good shot.
And that it was. Easy shot as well. Now, let's miss this one over the top.
The pattern center was high and to the right.
Yeah, high and a little bit to the right. Let's go back to that number 2 machine, and there's some other cool features here we're gonna check out.
Good shot.
Yeah, check this out. If we go here to track, let's look at track. It shows my last barrel positions. Boom. Right, so it showed how I was tracking up to that target. I did not like that approach at all. As I watch that and see my barrel movement, so it's not about just how did I shoot, but how did I approach the target? I don't like that approach. That was not a great looking approach. If we click on the panel button right here, it actually shows the video of the shot. And you can see how I have a lot of upward motion. Okay, that gives me some valuable feedback actually. What I learned from that is I did not approach that target very well at all. I probably had my hold point too close to the break point. I'm gonna pull it back so I can have a little bit more horizontal movement to my swing instead of just up to ambush the target. I don't like that. Let's try one more shot. I like that approach better. It wasn't great, but better. Let's check it. Let's check my track on this one. Yeah, and I was right there, really close to being a perfect shot. Man, the feedback I'm getting right here, like I'm a pretty good shot, but I don't got a coach out here, and it's hard for me to fully realize what's going on when I'm the one taking the shot. So I'm getting some invaluable feedback that I can just start watching this stuff and say, okay, now let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. I'm loving this. Now, I do have to say, the setup is a little bit intense. And before we started shooting this video, we set it up and started shooting, and things weren't matching up with what I was observing. And we had to go back, recalibrate it. We adjusted some things, and then all of a sudden it was working perfectly. So that would be one of the things that I would say you got to be careful with, is you can't just slap it on and be haphazardly about the setup. So to get this whole system to work, you got to mount it to the gun. That's pretty simple. But you also need to download the ShotTracker Professional app. We're going to go to profiles, and I got my profile set up already, but you can see here you select the shotgun type, things like choke and ammo and pellet size and ounces, all your load specs, and then you're going to want to shoot a pattern on paper and see what's your point of impact. Are you shooting 70-30, 60-40, 50-50? And simply that is, what percentage of the pellets are above your point of aim and what percent are below. And we're real close to a 70-30. We did that at about 30 yards, and we're shooting a standard 108 millimeter target. So we enter all of that, and then we have to bore sight it. There's a couple ways you can bore sight. If you see here, you can either use their auto-calibrating bore sight target, which I must have misplaced, or you can do a manual bore sight using an object in the distance. You just need to know what the distance is, and that's what we did. With a profile set up, we can go back to the home screen, and then we can hit Let's Shoot. Continue with current session, or you can start a new session. You can log these different sessions. You can go back and re-watch them. It's really cool just to have your history there. And so far today, we've shot 40 shots. Obviously not all on camera, but just playing with this thing, getting a good feel for it. I've been shooting out of the bottom barrel, improved, modified. That's basically how you get it set up. It doesn't seem that complicated, but when you bore sight and different things, they want to know dimensions, distance from the front of the shot tracker to your muzzle, overall length of the shotgun. And I imagine that information is necessary to go into their algorithm to calculate the different things that this very powerful shot tracker calculates. I mean, just think about the technology that goes into that. And I met with the owners. They're all brilliant guys that are engineer backgrounds, and they said a lot of words. I didn't admit it. A lot of them went over my head. That's kind of how you get it set up. You can figure it out if you end up getting this product. The app kind of walks you through it. Their information's pretty good, so pretty self-explanatory. When you get the ShotTracker, comes in this nice case to carry it around. It has 4 batteries that it comes with and a charger. So the batteries are rechargeable. Nice blue TFL batteries. They are CR123s, I believe, and it comes with 4 of them. The unit, the ShotTracker, houses 2 batteries, and we've been shooting for a little while. Let's see what we're at. 60%. We're at 60%. And that's one cool thing too. The app also shows you what battery percentage you have left. Comes with a tool to tighten everything down. That's handy. Comes with paper that blows away in the wind. That's the gist of it. They got some instructions, some other things in there. That's the basics. That's what's in the bag. And if any of you are interested, we'll put a link to the ShotTracker. You can check out more information. You can pick one up. Really cool product. So check the description. Been really impressed with this, having a ton of fun, but these are easy shots, relatively easy. What happens when we stretch it out there? When you're working on those really tough shots, those 40, 50, 60-yard crossers, that we're gonna find out. I have the number 2 machine set up out there at right around 50 yards, basically just at 50. It's a crossing shot, slight incoming shot, but mainly a crosser. I've not done any practice on this. Let's see what happens live action.
The pattern center was high and ahead.
It doesn't have that green circle anymore. That's interesting. It says I was high and ahead. That's not what I saw in the clay break. But it says that the clay range was at 53 yards. That could be close. I thought it'd be a little bit less than that. That's one cool thing I haven't mentioned yet is it tells you how far out the clay was and the crossing speed. 21 miles per hour. Okay, let's try another one. Low, maybe behind.
The pattern center was low and behind.
Low and behind, look at that. So I got a pretty good eye for this, but my problem is when I really start second guessing myself and I get in my own head. But that was good feedback. Let's go again.
The pattern center was low and behind.
Low and behind again. All right, Steve, get up in front of that target. We need to give it a little bit more, a little more stretch there at the end.
The pattern center was low and behind.
Still low and behind, but I got enough of the fringe of my pattern. If you look here, it shows the green. That's probably where the mass of your pattern is, and you got some fringe there. So it is possible to hit a shot in that gray area. But as you saw, I don't know if you can see, that's getting to be a ways out there. That clay basically split in half. Not a great hit. Now, normally if you did that and it just split in half, you really don't know. Was I in front of it? I'm still low and behind. See if I can correct.
The pattern center was ahead.
Ahead. Okay, I got too far in front of it. Yeah, good to know.
The pattern center was high and behind.
I thought I actually hit the leading edge of that target. Granted, I can't tell what all my pellets are doing out there, but I was really close to having a really good shot there. That felt really good. Now that I've seen it, I can work on repeating that. But let's track that. Let's see what my barrel movement was. I like it. I'm merging into, yes, pretty decent merge. I could work on it. I can make it a little bit better. Let's take a look at the video. Merging up into the plane. Boom. Okay, I like that. Well, 46 yards. It's working pretty well. I would say we could say this product is awesome. I love it, but we got to try something a little crazier than 46 yards. Let's make it even more challenging and see what this thing can do. That machine is set up at just under 75 yards. Pull. Way behind.
Shot detected. No clay found.
No clay found. Maybe I wasn't even in the vicinity. All right, let's try again. Pull.
Shot detected. No clay found.
Not seeing the clay. Let's try it one more time. We might have found the limits.
Shot detected. No clay found.
Well, we learned something there. We learned that a clay on edge at 75-ish yards, shot detected, no clay found, is what it says. Yeah, so that might be limits at 50, as you saw. It worked pretty darn well. 75 might be pushing. I don't know how many of y'all are trying 75-yard shots, but I'm curious now. Let's just do a simple true pair. We'll do a 1-3 true pair, see what it does when we throw a true pair at it. Pull.
The pattern center was low and behind. Shot 2. The pattern center was low and to the right.
It said my first shot was low and behind, and it might have been, but I was shooting a full choke. I got a lot of pellets on that clay. You can see part of the green here is on the clay. That's why it crushed so well. And we go to the next one. It says I was low. I should have been higher. Okay, see if we can take that and connect on this true pair. Pull.
Good shot. Shot 2. Good shot.
So if we go to the previous shot, it says good shot. Yep, that was a pretty darn good shot. Got a lot of pellets on there. It was 21 yards away. Crossing at 4 miles per hour. That's because it was an outgoing target, I'm guessing. And then the next shot, clay range 27 yards. Yeah. I thought it was a little further than that, but that's probably pretty accurate. Had a pretty decent shot there. I was maybe a little bit ahead of it and a little bit low. Great feedback. I'm gonna miss these ones and see what it says. I'm gonna miss both of them. I'll miss one underneath and I'll miss 3 behind and see what it says. Pull.
Try again. The pattern center was low and to the right.
It says try again.
Shot 2. Try again. The pattern center was behind.
All right, so shot 62 was low and to the right. Yep, I would say that's 100% accurate. And the next shot was behind. Just like I said we were going to do. Here's what I got to say. This thing is awesome. If I was just testing one of these out and I didn't have one already, luckily they gave me one, I would say I'm getting one. Because I can see how invaluable this feedback is on these different shots. Not only to know where you missed, but then to know where you should have been, to be able to look at how your barrel was moving just moments before you took the shot, how you're approaching targets, to be able to go back and watch the video. You can also, again, look at your approach. You can really break down your technique as far as your mount, your move, the trigger, and your lead. A very powerful tool. Only thing I'm upset about it is I didn't come up with it. This is so cool, guys. It's kind of expensive. It's just under $1,000. When you think about the technology that's in it, the cameras, the gyros, the processors, the app, and all that goes into this, and what you get back out of it, $1,000 isn't that much. I understand that might be out of reach for some, but you know, you got several $1,000s into a gun, you shoot thousands of dollars of ammo every year. If that's you and you love to shoot and want to get better, this might be a great product for an individual. I realize that, you know, if you don't spend that much money in shooting every year and you don't really go out that much and you don't really care about getting better, hey, might not be for you. Totally get it. I also think this could be a great opportunity for teams, especially you see all these high school teams out there in the different sporting disciplines. Coaches could apply this because we have a lot of volunteer coaches, right, that aren't necessarily highly experienced coaches. This could be a tool for high school teams, shooting teams. It could also be a great thing for gun clubs to have. I'm one of the owners of the Alexandria Shooting Park, and I could see that this could be a product we could offer people to rent, to come out and shoot and get feedback on their game. So very cool product. I'm ecstatic about it. I don't have much more to say. I'm in love. Once we figured out the calibration and got everything set, it worked great. My only disappointment was it wasn't picking up clays at 75 yards. And, you know, I almost wonder with all those trees and stuff in the background if that might have had something to do with it. If we got that clay to get out in the blue sky, it may have worked a little bit better. But I know most of you probably aren't going to be using this at 75 yards. Well, there you have it, guys. It's the ShotTracker. Would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Appreciate each and every one of you watching. Remember, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only going to hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.